I know I've talked about this a lot, but where we are this year versus where we were last year is leaps and bounds separate. So even though we have had a disappointing run over the last episode or so and the time in between, we'll get to that in just a minute, it has been a very successful season in Kasımpaşa, and it's getting ready to come to a close. And it could be very, very, very good. Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 33 of Bottom to the Top. I am Mr. Cellophane. How are you doing? It is our fourth season of our Journeyman save in FM24, our second at Kasımpaşa in the Spor Toto Super League, the top tier in Turkey. Last year, we were fighting to avoid relegation for most of the season. We ended up in 12th. It was a disappointment for everybody. However, this year has been much different. We have spent most of the season in the European places, and even though we have taken a bit of a turn in our form in the last couple of months here in game, we are still in a European place with 3 matches left to go, sitting in 5th place on 54 points, tied but beating on goal difference Başiktas, who, by the way, is our next opponent. We're going to get to them in just a second. All we need to do is take 2 points, and we are guaranteed a finish no worse than 6th. So anything that we do is going to be an improvement, not only on what we did last year, but what the board was expecting of us this year. That all being said, not making Europe would be a disappointment. So we are making that final run in today on this episode. And as I've said, our form has been rather woeful since the start of February. We are May 1st right now, so February, March, April, not really very good to us. Only 3 wins in the league in that span, and they have all been pretty solid. 3-0 against Göztepe, 2-1 over Rizespor, although that was a team we frankly should have beaten, but 4-0 over Ankaragücü in our last match. Hopefully we are beginning to turn that corner. You saw us in the last episode lose to Bandırmaspor, a team that we had beaten handily twice, 1-0 on an unlucky set piece. Ball just bounced right to the guy on the far post wide open. And then a 2-1 loss in the cup quarterfinal to Galatasaray. Since then, as we talked about, we beat Rizespor at home 2-1. But then a back-to-back 2-0 losses to Fenerbahce at the top of the table, coming into that match with only 1 loss all year long. 1 loss, 1 draw, actually. When we faced them after 26 matches, they had won 24 of them. So a 2-0 loss, not a huge surprise on the road. But then we were beaten by a team much further down the table in Alanyaspor, 2-0 as well. We bounced back in a friendly to try to get us back into our winning ways, 3-0 over Nesabar, and then, of course, that match we were talking about, 4-0 victory at home against Ankaragücü. So we have 4 matches left, 3 in the league. We did schedule a friendly in the off week. We have Başiktas away, currently sitting in 6th place. They are tied on points with us at 54. We are ahead of them on goal difference by 11. So if we draw or win, we will stay ahead of them and hopefully pull away. Then we have Trabzonspor on the road. We did beat them earlier in the season away 4-1 in December. It was emphatic. It was beautiful. Hopefully we can do half as well in that match. And then we end the season with the team currently occupying the bottom spot, already relegated in Fatih Karagümrük, who we beat 3-2 near the end of December. So there are definitely points available to us. 9 points left. All we need are more than Başiktas, and we are in Europe for next year. So our assistant manager thinks it's a good time to hold a team meeting to address our recent bad form and remind the players what is at stake. It is Europa League qualification that is on the line. All right, we're going to challenge our team and tell them that we haven't had the best run in, but Europa League qualification remains a real possibility, especially if we win against Başiktas. So let's be ready for that And the team loves it. So we are in a positive mindset. We're going for it. We're all ready. Let's go. Unfortunately for us, no one thinks we're going to be able to do anything about it, and they think we're going to lose this week, but here is the team that's going to try to prove them wrong. It's going to be Moritz Nicholas in goal with a back four of Furlong, Adem Dojan, Amenda, and Mateus Enrique playing in place of Claudio Vink, who is suspended for this match. A midfield of Siddiqui, Lamine Diak, and Ali Khan with Diaz and Yusuf on the attack, with Adnan leading the line, hoping the 21-year-old can find the back of the net for us. And what we do need to remember is no matter what happens, we have had a very successful season and one we can build on here at Kasımpaşa. A win will make European qualification very, very possible. We're still going to have to do a little more beyond that. We do have a free kick in a dangerous position to get things going. Actually, it's them. Forgive me. Oxlade-Chamberlain with the shot. He's going to skim the top of the net and is going to miss. First opportunity of the match goes to Başiktas. We've played 15 minutes. We are still tied 0-0, and they've got the ball once again along the far sideline, throwing to Enslar. Urkel will play it back for Ortega. He's met by Yusuf, plays it to Chamberlain. Flipped across looking for Atakan, but dropped down by Siddiqui to German Diaz. Diaz carrying it forward. They're going to look to try to cut him off, and in fact, a heavy touch will be lost to Atakan. Played ahead, Mustafa. He's got Maseko. Maseko was offside, though, so I'm pretty sure that one's going to come back. It would be his 6th goal of the season if he were onside, but I'm pretty sure he was well off, and he was. The goal has been disallowed. Yeah, that one wasn't even close. I even saw that, and if you've been watching this for long enough, you know that my view of what is and is not offside is really not the best. I do understand the rule, but there are plenty of times where I just don't catch it. From the set piece, Amenda will get it back from Ali Khan, moving it toward his left before reversing field to Diak up ahead for Yusuf. He's got guys running forward. He finds German Diaz. Diaz is in. He puts it past Torkelson for his 8th goal of the year. German Diaz putting Kasımpaşa up 1-0 in the 23rd minute of this match, and he has had, over the last couple of matches, a number of goals called back for offside. This will not be one of them. German Diaz making a fantastic run, getting behind the defense, taking the feed from Yusuf, putting it past the goalkeeper to give Kasımpaşa the 1-0 lead on our first shot of the match. And only about an 18% chance of it going in. So we are outperforming our XG massively, and we are going against the run of form, because right now Başiktas has obviously been in control with about 63% of the possession. Torkelson will take it back from Junior Onana. Erkul ahead. Zeynuldinov finds Oxlade-Chamberlain. Left wing feed for Ortega. Ortega has space. Claudio Vink Matias Enrique trying to get back. Lamine Diak going in with a terrible tackle. He's going to be sent off. It's going to be a red card. And 42 and a half minutes into the match, we are down to 10 men. I'm not going to lie, that could not have come at the worst time. So we're going to move Ali Khan back into a more defensive position. We're going to drop our mentality to a little bit more balanced, and we are going to go as narrow as possible, hoping, and I know that's more of an attacking width, but hopefully that will clog up the middle a little bit more now that we are going to be down a man for more than a half of football. 4-4, we are tied in shots on goal as we hit the halftime whistle. But we're winning 1-0. Can we hang on to it? Down to 10 men, that's going to be, frankly, a very tall order. While we are at it, we are going to drop Mateus Enrique into more of a support role. We're going to do the same with Yusuf Insi and German Diaz. We'll leave Adnan on the attack for now. So hopefully, if we're not pushing forward as much, we won't be ceding as much territory in the midfield, in our defensive end, and hopefully we can hang on to this 1-0 lead. 45 minutes of football, though, left to play It's going to be 10 men against 11. And with that all being said, a very quiet first 10 minutes of this second half. Başiktas only managing one shot on goal in that span. Make that 2, make that 3 through 65 minutes. So we are currently holding serve, and we are doing decently well with just over 15 minutes left to go. We are going to get some fresh legs out onto the pitch. Iron Gomes is going to come in for Yusuf. He's a bit tired. German Diaz is also quite knackered. We'll bring in Endri Sakishi, who we brought in the January transfer window. And Ogashan Ilmaz is going to come in place of Dres Siddiqui, who is one of our better defensively minded midfielders. But we just want to make sure that we are not too tired to see out the final 15 minutes and change of this match. We are leading 1-0. We've been down to 10 men for a long time. It has been all Başiktas in this second half. We have not managed a single shot on goal, but that's really hasn't been our focus, as the shot coming in from about 30 yards out on the free kick is going to skim off of the crossbar and go out behind. And that is the only opportunity that Başiktas has received in this second half, and it's the only chance they are going to get, because we have hit full time. We held on, we beat them 1-0, and now our lead over Başiktas is 3 points. We do have the goal difference lead as well. We are 2 matches away from European qualification. In fact, to be fair, nobody thought that we were going to win that match at all. We put ourselves at a disadvantage when Lamine Diak made that terrible tackle in our defensive third. We are at 57 points in 5th place after 32 matches. There are 2 left. We need to win one of those 2, and we will be okay, or Başiktas needs to lose. And to be fair, we do have an easier run in. Başiktas, their 2 matches left are against Ankaragücü, currently sitting in 9th, and Alanyaspor in 14th. Now for us, we have Trabzonspor. They're in 2nd place. We really don't expect to win that, but frankly, they were in 2nd place when we took them on the last time, and we beat them 4-1. We didn't expect to win that. Then we have Fatih Karagümrük in 18th. But of course, we are going to have a little trouble with the Trabzonspor match. Obviously, Lamine Diak is going to be suspended with the red card he picked up in the last match. And now James Furlong has collected 8 yellow cards, and he is going to miss the Trabzonspor match as well. So after a very long week off where we won our friendly 3-1, we are trying to build on back-to-back clean sheets in the league, and we are headed on the road to Trabzonspor. A couple of changes that we need to make, specifically because of the suspensions to Lamine Diak and James Furlong. We're also trying to get some other guys in there as well. Nicholas will be in goal. Umit Khan is going to take Furlong's place as our left back. Claudio Vink will be back in as our right back. Our middle pair is going to remain with Adem and Amenda. Siddiqui did pick up a slight injury in training during the week, but he is good enough to go in this match. He's going to start alongside Ugushan in place of Diak. Samet is going to be ahead of them to complete our midfield. Sakishi is going to get the start after playing very well in relief last match. He'll be paired with Yusuf Insi, and German Diaz is going to take over as our striker. Now, as much as we want to win this match, a win is not necessarily required this week to qualify for Europe. We're ahead of Başiktas by 3 points. We are also very well ahead of them in goal difference. So we should be okay right now, even if we lose and they win. Also, we have an easier game next week. So even if we lose this week, but are able to beat Fatih Karagümrük, as Diaz is going to launch one over Ugurşan. He had everything but the finish on that one. Kasımpaşa should frankly be up 1-0 right now. So as long as we beat Fatih Karagümrük next week, we will be fine. And Eyüpspor currently losing 1-0 to Adana Demirspor. So with the draw we are currently in, we are pulled even on points and ahead in goal difference over Eyüpspor. So we're currently sitting in 4th place, but Trabzonspor with control in the middle third. Mendy will drop it back for Gonzalez. Plays it to the near sideline. Unsal up ahead. Almiron back for Mendy. He's got Başiktas. Umut Güneş sending it forward. Valomark gets there, and he's able to beat Nicholas with a rocket shot from outside of the box. His 6th of the year. The counterattack successful for Trabzonspor, and they have taken the 1-0 lead. I mean, what a touch pass by Umut Güneş, and the Valomark shot looks like it did deflect off of Amenda, so unlucky on that one. So we've dropped back into 5th place, currently still tied on points with Başiktas. Başiktas is winning their match. We'll check the scoreboard. We'll keep our eye on that throughout the match. At halftime, though, it is 1-0 Trabzonspor. We are leading in shots 5-4. We're winning the XG battle. They do have the edge in possession, so we need to get something back in this second half. We just absolutely need to be better. And, of course, things start off with a Trabzonspor kickoff highlight. Başiktas for Umut Güneş. And how did Claudio Vink not get a hold of that? Valomark into the middle. Adem able to clear it behind. So good defensive play by our center halves, but it is a corner kick. An outswinger from Başiktas. He's going to send it low outside the box. Valomark back to him. Chipped across. Cleared by Amenda. And it looks like that Trabzonspor was offside. So even if they had gotten another shot off, it would not have mattered. Eyüpspor is still losing 1-0. Başiktas does have a 2-0 lead right now over Ankara Gücü. Junior Onana and Mustafa with the goals in that match. Right now we are down 1-0. So it's really going to come down to how we finish this match. And right now, things not looking good. So we have to encourage our team. And we're going to make a couple of changes. Ogashan just not playing very well. Iron Gomis will replace him. German Diaz also not getting the job done. I'm not sure Adnan is going to be able to, but here's hoping. And Ali Khan will come in for Samed Hopash. Hopash, we had made the promise. We set the target for him of a 7.0 rating in all of his matches this year to get the path to becoming a regular starter. He is going to fall short of that. He started off this match with a 6.8 on the season. A 6.5 tonight is not going to change that one little bit, as we're going to go to a more attacking mentality. We're going to shift some guys around as well. Move Ali Khan up. Move our wingbacks up. Umut Khan's going to go on a more attacking stance as well. Ali Khan, we're going to make you our shadow striker. Sakishi is going to be just a regular attacking midfielder on attack. If I can actually get that selected, we can. So some change of shape. Is it going to make a difference, though, in the final 8, 9, 10 minutes of this match? We'll see. Trabzonspor with control, and Moises with a ton of room up the left wing. Finds Prelic. Prelic gets in. Nicholas gets his hand on it, knocking it behind for a corner. What a save by Nicholas. Now let's see if we can gain control and get on the counterattack, please. Başiktas looking to deliver. It looks like he takes corners from either side. We are 85 minutes into this match. He looks far post. Umut Khan is able to clear, but Ayrton Lucas is going to get there first. He's going to try to send the cross to Almiron, who is going to miss the target, and it will be a Kasımpaşa goal kick. Can we get that positive highlight we're looking for? It's a long throw in by Yusuf. He's got Amenda. Ali Khan shot. Score. It's going to go off of Umut Güneş. It's going to be an own goal. It doesn't matter. Kasımpaşa equalizes at 1 in the 88th minute, taking advantage of that all-important final third throw-in. Ali Khan throwing it on goal. He hits Umut Güneş on the backside, beats Ugrishkan, and 1-1 is your score. But Trabzonspor looking to get one back. 3 minutes to be added on. We are almost at the end of regulation. Prelic, Cristo, his shot, save made. Gomes clear it out. Mendy's got it. Umut Güneş will lose control to Yusuf, but get it back. Nicholas able to snare it and hang on. What a massive save. And Kasımpaşa, as we hit full time, is going to salvage a 1-1 draw on the road at Trabzonspor. We move into 4th place on 58 points. and we are just one victory away from Europe. So everything comes down to the final match of the season on the road at Fatih Karagümrük, a team that's been relegated for weeks now, currently sitting at the bottom of the table. On paper, we have the easiest match. It's win and we are in. We will go over all of the permutations of what can happen once the match begins. But here is the team that is going to try and secure European qualifications. It's going to be Nicholas in goal, a back four of James Furlong, Adem Dojan, Auriel Amenda, and Claudio Vinck. Lamine Diak and Dre Siddiqui are going to be at the base of the midfield with Samed Hopash ahead of him, hoping he can have the game of his life. Kampalat Shelik, we've talked about him a lot. He played amazingly for us in the Cup. He is going to get the start today, primarily because Yusuf Insi twisted his ankle in training during the week. He is out for the rest of the season and unavailable tonight. Sakishi is going to be with him on the attack. Our striker, once again, is going to be German Diaz, who has been one of our top scorers during this run of not-so-fantastic form. One final team talk to inspire the team from the cavernous confines of Ataturk Olympic Stadium. It is Fatih Karagümrük in 18th place against Kasımpaşa, currently sitting in 4th. A win and we are in to Europe. Any other results, and we need other things to go our way. We need losses by Başiktas and Eyüpspor. But if we win, we are in, and that is what our focus is going to be as we look to get the ball back. Claudio Vinck putting it into the middle ahead for Samed. He's got Diaz playing it back for Vinck along the right side. He's got space in front of him, moving it forward, sending it in the middle. He's got Kampalat Shelik, who is taken down by Rezaian. Is a penalty going to be called? He was wide open in front of the goal. Kampalat Shelik, if that is your contribution to the match today, getting the penalty with a chance to put us ahead, then you were a brilliant start. Claudio Vinck lines up, takes it, pots it into the bottom corner past Yavuz, his 5th goal of the year, and Kasımpaşa takes the 1-0 lead, and European qualification has been grabbed, and we're taking it and we're saying, take it away from us over our dead bodies. Now, Başiktas is leading 1-0. Eyüpspor, however, is down 2-0 to Antalyaspor. So whether Başiktas or Eyüpspor lose, as long as one of them loses, then we are home free and we are in Europe. But right now, we are in 4th place. The only thing we know right now for sure is we can finish no worse than 6th, which is still absolutely fantastic and beyond my wildest dreams and expectations for this season. To be a top 4 team, qualify for Europe, is going to be absolutely amazing as Furlong delivers a near post corner. Adem Dojan, his 2nd goal of the year, heading it into the ground past Yavuz. 2-0 is your score here in the first half. Ready the confetti, ready the banners. Yeah, it's only 4th place, but gaining a spot in European competition for next year, it just feels so good. We've hit the half. We've got 45 minutes left to play. It ain't over yet, but it's looking really good as we lead 2-0 after 45. And to be perfectly frank, winning the shots battle 17-2, you're pretty much going to win the game every time. I mean, it is FM 24, and we know how FM can be. Not a very good throw in there by Claudio Vinck, but Diaz is going to track down the clearance. Amenda with it, meets a little bit of resistance, so he'll just play it back to Nicholas. I'm okay with some of this time wasting as long as we don't turn it over and give up a nasty counterattack. Adem with it, moving it to the left, towards the sideline. We'll drop it off for Furlong. He'll play it ahead. He's got Shelik. Kampalat Shelik, his 5th goal of the year in all competitions. His 1st senior goal in the league. They are going to review this, make sure he was onside, which he was. And Kasımpaşa now with a stranglehold on this game and a stranglehold on European competition. It's Kasımpaşa 3, Fatih Karagümrük 0 on the road, and no matter how poorly we played in February, March, and April. It has been our play in the month of May that has just been exemplary. 2 clean sheets, a 1-1 draw. We've only given up 1 goal now in 3+ matches in the league in the month of May. And this is, well, and going back to the end of April, of course, because that's when we did take on Ankaragushu. We don't even really have tired legs out there, just a little bit of complacency. So Lamine Diack will come off. Aaron Gomes will get the opportunity to come in. We'll get Kenneth Amoru on to make one last appearance for us in place of Claudio Vink, who has played very, very well in this match and many others. And you know what, Alp Killinch, we're not going to keep you around after this year. The 22-year-old just hasn't really developed into anything, but we'll throw him in to lead the line for the final 19 minutes and whatever gets added on by the 4th official at the end of this one. 18-2, your shots on goal. We are dominating XG 2.0 to 0.05. Fatih Karagümrük just gave up from the jump. They put on a little bit of an attack early on. In the first couple of minutes, you saw in that initial highlight a lot of back and forth where we were giving it up, they were giving it up. But after we scored our first goal on the penalty, it was all Kasımpaşa, and it will end 3-0. We're going to Europe, baby. So even though they took an early 1-0 lead, Başiktas could not hold off Alanyaspor. They lost 2-1. They're going to finish in 6th. Eyüpspor took 5th place, even though they lost 3-0. So both teams that obviously a win would have gotten us in no matter what, but if we hadn't won, we needed one or both of those teams to lose, and they obliged. So we finished the season in 4th place on 61 points. We have qualified for European competition. And that 4th place finish is our best in history. We have qualified for the Europa Conference League for 2027, and I could not be happier. Our 4th year of coaching, and we are going to European competition with a team that has never been there before. I mean, we were only supposed to finish mid-table, so the board is ecstatic, the supporters are ecstatic, and most importantly, I am ecstatic and incredibly nervous. We'll take a look at the season wrap-up tomorrow as we wrap up the week. We also have European competition to plan for, so we're going to need to take a real hard look at this roster and make sure that we are in the best position to succeed not only in the Sport Toto Super League, but also across the entire continent. We are going to also continue to try to re-sign Yusuf Insi, but as of now, he still ain't talking to us. So will he open those negotiations now that he knows we are going to be vying for Europe next year? Yeah, it's the Conference League, whatever. It's our first European competition ever, not just in the Journeyman save, but for Kasımpaşa in their history. It's going to be a monumental year, and we hope to see you all then as we look to get started on year number 3 next episode. Thank you all for the support. Make sure you hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when the next episode of Bottom to the Top is going to air. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic day, everybody. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.